Welcome to Carbon to Diamonds, the personal finance podcast where we talk about turning your everyday money decisions into real, lasting wealth. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm George, and today we're getting into something that I think is genuinely going to make a few people a little uncomfortable.
Just a little. We are talking about new cars. Specifically, why buying a brand new one might be one of the worst financial moves you can make.
And look, we're not here to shame anybody who's driven something shiny off the lot. We've all been there, or at least seriously thought about it.
Totally. But we are here to make you think twice, maybe 3 times before you sign that paperwork. So let's get into it.
Okay, so let's start right at the very beginning. The moment you drive off the lot, that car is already worth less than what you paid for it, like immediately. We're talking anywhere from 10 to 15% depreciation the second you leave the dealership.
It's wild. And then by the end of year 1, you're looking at roughly 20% depreciation on average.
Right, so if you bought a $35,000 car,
You've lost $7,000 in value in 1 year while you were just driving to work and picking up groceries.
exactly, and it keeps going. By year 5, some cars have lost close to 60% of their original value.
Which is just staggering when you actually say it out loud.
It really is. But here's what people genuinely don't account for. It's not just the sticker price you have to worry about. You've got insurance, which goes up the moment you buy a new or more expensive vehicle. You've got registration fees, maintenance costs, even on a new car. Stuff still comes up. And then there's the financing interest.
The financing interest is where it gets really sneaky. The average new car loan rate right now is somewhere around 7%. So on that $35,000 car over a 5-year loan, you're potentially paying thousands extra just in interest alone.
Yeah, like you might end up paying $40,000 or even more for a car that by the time it's paid off is worth maybe $14,000.
And that math should terrify people. That should be the number that makes someone pause and really sit with it.
Right. It's not a $35,000 decision. It's more like a $45,000 or $50,000 decision once you stack everything up.
And then there's the loan trap itself, because what happens with most people is they finance a car, they pay it down for a couple of years, and then they go back and trade it in before it's even paid off.
Yes, and they roll the negative equity, whatever they still owe, straight into the new loan.
So now they're underwater on a brand new car before they've even made their first payment. It's a cycle that keeps people stuck, and dealers know this. They literally count on it. They'll say, it's only $450 a month. And people think, okay, that sounds manageable.
Instead of asking the actual question, how much is this costing me total?
Exactly. The monthly payment framing is one of the oldest tricks in the book. Okay, let's talk about what that money could actually be doing instead, because this is the part that really gets me fired up.
Right. This is the opportunity cost conversation. Let's go.
Okay, so say instead of buying that $35,000 new car, you buy a reliable used one for, let's say, $12,000. That's $23,000 freed up. If you invested that in a broad index fund and let it sit for 20 years at an average 8% annual return,
You're looking at over $100,000.
over $100,000 from one single decision, just from not buying the shiny new car.
And that's before you factor in the savings on insurance, the savings on interest. It all compounds, every single piece of it.
And here's the thing, the car still gets you to the same place. A reliable used car gets you to work, gets you to the store, does everything the new one does.
Just doesn't make you feel quite as cool pulling up to the coffee shop.
Fair, but I'd personally rather feel very cool at retirement. So let's get practical. What should people actually do?
Okay, so the number one move is buy used. Certified pre-owned, maybe 2 to 3 years old. That is the sweet spot. The original owner took the depreciation hit for you. You get a car that's still in genuinely great shape, often with remaining warranty coverage, and you pay significantly less for it.
And then people always ask about leasing as an alternative. What's your take on that?
So leasing is a whole conversation. It can make sense in very specific situations. if you're self-employed and can write it off as a business expense, for instance. But for most everyday people, you're essentially renting a car forever. You build zero equity, you've got mileage limits, you get hit with fees at the end. It's like renting versus buying a house, except at least a house can appreciate. The car just keeps losing value.
Exactly. So leasing isn't the answer for most people working toward financial freedom. The boring answer, and I love a boring answer, is buy a sensible used car in cash if you possibly can and drive it into the ground. That is the dream. My dad drove the same Honda for 19 years and invested the difference every single time he thought about upgrading but didn't. He retired very comfortably.
That right there is the whole show. That is carbon to diamonds in one story.
It really is. Okay, I think that's a perfect place to wrap. George, any final thoughts?
Just this. The decisions that build wealth are rarely the exciting ones. They're the quiet, unglamorous choices, and those add up to something enormous over time.
So well said. Thank you for joining us today on Carbon to Diamonds. We're rooting for you every step of the way on your journey to financial freedom. And remember, every good choice you make is just a little more carbon getting pressed into a diamond. We'll see you next time.